And that's a misconception we get a lot where pretty much every client we've had that had the 5-year E2, if they wanted to stay, maybe 30% of people go back home. It's an experience for them in the US, business, family, et cetera. And then they go back home. They don't want the green card. But the ones that want to stay, usually they are able,
Hmm.
pretty much across the board, are able to get a green card somehow. But
Somehow.
it does take working with an attorney like you, Mitch, to kind of like, what's the roadmap? What are the options? And not wait 3 years into the investment to then decide, oh, what are my green
That's
card
right.
options?
Yeah. In my first preliminary consultation with a client that we identify E2 as the vehicle to physically get them here, I always ask, well, what's the ultimate objective? Are you looking just to develop a business and sell it here, or business and have an American general manager run it, and you're going to go back and continue your successful life, or do you want to permanently immigrate? So if they say the latter, if they want to permanently immigrate, then we start talking about that strategy and how the two can really dovetail. And it's really fact specific. What may work for one family may not work for another. But yeah, we often mix and match E2s with EB5, maybe E2 with labor certification, do a
Yeah.
labor market test with an unrelated company, because it's a
A
rule
lot of
that
times the
a
spouse will
spouse.
be working and they're
That's
able
right.
to get a labor certificate and do the EB3 or EB2.
Yep. Yeah. We always ask what's the education and experience level of the spouse. I had an E2 consultation yesterday that by the time we were done, it was the wife who is going to be strategically the applicant. She has a relevant background. So that's part of the decision making also. He's a Brit, and he has an IT consulting business in London, and he's been doing this for a while, and he wants to launch a similar company here. And I said, and he asked me, one of his first questions was, well, can I be a free agent? Can I also work and build through other entities? And I said, no, but tell me a little bit about your wife. Oh, she's an IT professional also, so she's going to be the E2 principal applicant, and he's going to get an unrestricted EAD work permit.
Have flexibility to
Yeah.
do
So
whatever.
so that's a great way to kind of mix and match a strategy. You have to ask the right questions to get to the right answer.
And we've seen a rising trend really started January of last year for our clients doing the EB2 NIW, where
Hmm.
it seems like they opened it up at USCIS,
They have.
especially for the folks. Like, we have a mutual client doing a home care franchise, healthcare related, education related, where depending where they're born, if you're born in certain countries, it doesn't make sense, but
India,
yeah, exactly. So if you're
because
born in India,
NIW
it's
is
kind of,
EB2, and that's a few decades backlog.
yeah,
So,
so forget that, and we'll talk about the EV5 in a second, but
yeah,
it does seem like it's, for
yeah,
me, it was almost too good to be true, the EV2
yeah,
NAW, like, and
yeah.
I was waiting on the sidelines, and I met these people that were getting approved, and I'm like, "Oh, wow, they're not, like, ridiculously impressive. They have a small
Yeah.
business that's done pretty well, and they're getting this national
Hmm.
interest waiver. There must be something to it."
Yeah, and you could self-sponsor. You don't even need to base it on your U.S. enterprise. You could just what they call self-sponsor, especially right now in many, not all, but many IT occupations, especially AI. So if you have, especially an advanced degree and you're in AI, that's a really good
The doors are
NIW
open.
case. Yeah.